people is at the center of every strategy that you've been a part of. It sounds like. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
and like really, why?
Well, people are your greatest asset, and they are. Unless you have the algorithm to Google search, which is probably a pretty good algorithm to have. People are by far your greatest asset, especially as you're growing your company. If you're a sole practitioner and you're making that first hire, if you're a company that's going from 5 to 10 employees, I mean, that next hire is going to mean everything. And what I've seen, time and time again is, companies for a variety of reasons either not invest in their employees or underinvest in their employees. And then we even talked about, Greg, a little bit. Okay. And then we even talked about, hiring the wrong employees. I think, making hiring decisions based on desperation is not a good move. I'm just going to be honest. Greg kind of challenged me. One of my talking points I listed out. I used to be. I am not a gut decision kind of person. The data shows us that when we make hiring decisions based on gut, it usually comes back to bite us. And I know, and Greg said, I don't know, Jerrell. He said a lot of founders say I'm a go by the gut kind of person, but when it goes back to vision.
A lot of founders suck at hiring.
Yeah, they do. That's why HR is usually the last thing that startups bring on board, right? And then the HR person shows up and says, "What the hell have you all been doing here?" Right? So people are your biggest asset. For me, over-invest in the development, the rewarding and recognition. And I'm not talking about free coffee and stuff like that. I'm talking about developing people, developing your leaders, not just with titles, but developing people to lead and develop and train others is critical to growing a business. And you want people to want to be there, right? So that takes time. That takes time to find the right people that are going to buy into your culture, who are going to be great ambassadors for your firm or your company.